very good. Okay, very good.
Guys, let's sink in. 1, 2, 3.
Sweet. I don't think we need to paste in, but do you guys have an order you prefer?
One of you two guys I'll go last because I only have one. You guys both have backups.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me see.
So whatever.
I should have sent a video of the Guinness record guy. What else is there?
What's yours, Mark?
A double lottery story of winning lucky lottery people.
Oh, okay.
Let me go second.
Okay, cool.
Nice. All right, we're going. All right.
And I have a backup. I have a backup of two Guinness World Records. One yesterday. One's pretty awesome and one's shitty. So it's kind of funny. In case we whenever you're ready.
Cool. So we'll go to the 05.
Cool.
All right. Hello, Barstool Radio, and welcome back to another hour of Hard Factor Radio presented by the Barstool News Network. I am Will. We have Mark and Pat also here. We have a podcast called Hard Factor News. Go subscribe to that wherever podcasts are free. It's separate from this show. Separate commute podcast comes out every day, Monday through Friday, just like this, but maybe some different topics, some like more newsy, politicky stuff, right, guys? Like, is that how it works?
I'd say it's half newsy, politicky, and half crazy, off the wall news. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
I think it's just quicker. It's a quicker hitter. It's just we
That's
cover
true.
specific
Radio, we're
ground.
relaxed. Yeah.
We did.
Yeah,
we
we're
did
a little
keep
bit
it.
chilled out on radio.
We kept it to 40 minutes both days this week so far. We're trying to do that on the pod, right? Because it's a commuter pod. Here we just, we ramble for 54 minutes, right?
Faster paced.
Yeah.
Really slamming the news in there. And speaking of that, we are 1 week from the election. How long do you guys think we're going to have to stay on live stream? Because we're going to be live streaming until there's a call.
So we'll probably start at like 7 o'clock. I want to say.
earlier.
Like
Let's see when the first polls close.
Earlier.
on
We'll
these
probably
guys.
start at like
Polls close.
5 Eastern.
I mean, we do
6,
know that
yeah.
our NBC buddy said that NBC they're scheduled for 48 hours of straight coverage. So
That's
I imagine
correct.
at least 48 hours. But so and if you're listening, you don't know why the election might not be called on November 3rd. Here's why: mail-in voting, straight up. So there are certain states, specifically like Pennsylvania is one of them, silly states that should have absolutely started counting mail-in ballots weeks ago. But for whatever reason, essentially the policy has not caught up with the circumstance. So Pennsylvania can't even start until the day before, I feel like, the election.
Well, and they're collecting ballots. Like a lot of states, Pennsylvania has 3 extra days after the election to they're accepting mail-in ballots, I believe.
Well, that's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
So there's just no way. I mean, a lot of people are saying,
It's
a
a
lot of
mess,
people are
dude.
voting by mail. There's just no chance that they'll have all the. It's gonna be a real hanging Chad situation. You guys remember Chad back in 2000?
Let's say the election's Tuesday, right? It's always on the Tuesday. You think by Friday? You think by the end of the work week we'll know?
Oh, I hope so. I think
so.
I think there might be a situation where they they step in and they're like, all right, what's the deal? What are we looking at here? Can we call these things?
I think we're going to have a pretty good idea after lunch Wednesday, and then it'll just be when people decide to concede or not. I think 24 hours after polls close, we'll be pretty certain.
So
But then-
6 p.m. Eastern is the first first states to close, Indiana and Kentucky. And then 7 p.m. you have all the rest to start, Florida and whatnot.
So we'll start at 6. We'll start at 6
Man.
p.m.
Well, yeah. So we're gonna stream until the results are given. I mean, yeah. I hopefully someone out there with a calculator is looking and being like, okay, what are the total number of registered voters in this state? How many votes have been turned in? And what's the potential margin of shifting it for one candidate or the other? But honestly, the way things have been going in 2020, I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like people are going to be afraid to say, oh, yeah, well, technically math tells us that.
For sure. Nobody's going to want to
one
misreport anything. You're
Plus,
right.
both guys have a number of people on their staff that their entire job will be to find loopholes and how to extend,
to combat the results. Yeah.
To say, don't concede yet, don't concede yet, don't concede yet. Like there will be a number of people looking into that. So,
Well,
It's going to be a real nightmare.
stick with us at Heart Factor for all that. We'll be probably pinning our eyelids up to our foreheads to try to stay awake for the whole thing. So
Did you
I might
guys,
start.
speaking of the elections,
freedom
did
funneling
you see those
energy.
the Amish that turned out yesterday for Trump's rally? A lot of people are saying that they're fake Amish.
What?
Really?
Why would
I
you
don't get
fake
that argument?
You'd plant fake Amish people so other Amish people think that they should vote for
Yeah,
Trump?
what are they gonna be watching the TV? But, like,
Are you
Right,
saying
they don't have
no,
TVs,
Are
yeah.
you saying no Amish people would ever vote for Trump? I don't understand.
no, that's not what I'm saying at all. What
Oh.
I'm saying is, okay, so hilarious because as we know at rallies, political rallies, teams, the candidates teams will go and select certain persons to be behind the candidate. So whatever they're representing, whatever market they want to be hitting hard. Like for example, at the last Trump rally, I thought this was fucking hilarious. They had a white guy, holding up a sign that said "Black Voters Matter," and then a black guy right behind him. So it's like, yeah, like I feel like they gave the song to the wrong guy, maybe the sign to the wrong guy. But so clearly, assumedly, some Amish rolled up to this rally, and then some handler was like, "You, Ishmael and Hezekiah."
Oh, they definitely planted them to be in the shot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I think they were there. I think that if anyone was a plant, like a fake person or a fake stereotype, he would put in suburban women is what he's going after now. So like it would be
right.
It would be like moms with big buxom breasts and like I drive a minivan.
Huge tits.
Yeah.
Well, they say they're calling them the Panera voter. That's the Panera voter for whatever reason.
Panera, yeah. Bread? Yeah, suburban women.
Exactly
That's the big demo that he really struggles with, right?
The big argument previously was, I guess there were some nuns behind Trump at one point, which I didn't see, but people were essentially saying like I saw the photos of them. I didn't see it when it was live, but I guess they had the full nunnery on. It wasn't just like the half nun. Like if you think about Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit. The more conservative nun, the older nuns, that they would have the full headdress. Mm-hmm. People were saying that they were people in costumes, nun costumes. I don't get the argument.
No, that was a weird thing because somebody doxed them. They like somebody like doxed like who they were as if it was like a bad thing. I mean, I don't know. The election's everybody's getting so
over
crazy.
In a week. Yeah,
it's like I'm so ready for it to be done. People like because like the most extreme people are getting like crazier by the second. Like as you get closer to November 3rd, and
well,
like,
it's everything gets tied back to politics and then anger, right? Or like that's basically.
Or maybe it's
happening.
angrier by the second. Maybe
like,
I don't know, but yeah,
people are like doing normal day-to-day stuff that has nothing to do with politics, and they're like losing their mind, and like it's getting tied back to you voted for so and so, or that so and so's ruining the country, or so and so would ruin the country, or so.
Right, and that all ends as soon as this bullshit ends, hopefully.
But yeah, I guess a Twitter user is accusing the Trump campaign of planting the Amish men, which again is kind of hilarious because right, like their demo isn't watching the rally. They're not watching TV. It's not like
not allowed
much
to.
Good for them.
I'm surprised they're allowed to be there on those metal stands.
Right? They have like behind the scenes footage of these fake Amish guys using their cell phones.
What if they brought their own like step stools, like where they had to carve their own steps?
How'd they get there on buggy?
The Amish guy, apparently, one of the Amish guys is definitely wearing earbuds and a jacket with a zipper, which is Amish don't do that.
They can't use zippers.
I think Amish also don't
buttons
vote.
only for sure.
They must vote, right? They must.
Wait,
I don't want to defame Amish.
I feel like we're being very insensitive to the Amish people right now.
Yeah, they probably vote. I mean, they are American citizens, right? It's hilarious. So if you've been listening to the radio or the podcast for a while, you know that Pat the Beeve has quite an internet issue at his house, and he was just froze in the same frame for about 20 seconds there.
There are Amish communities that have better internet than him.
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn Spectrum, man. I mean, like, now Spectrum's rolling out their mobile. Their fucking Spectrum Mobile saying that they have, like, the best connection. There's no way that they have the best connection. Fuck Spectrum.
Whatever you have is definitely not the best connection.
Yo, a Spectrum lady. Yo, we have Spectrum Fiber rolling into my neighborhood, Pat. I'm on Google Fiber. So they have Spectrum Fiber. Some lady knocked on my door last week, and she knocked on my door, and I was like, I'm fine with Google Fiber. And she was, like, very pushy. Then she came back, like, 2 nights later at, like, 7:30 p.m. It was pitch black, and she's knocking on the door, and I just yelled to the door. I was like, no! And she left.
No,
but we have
one of its listeners.
No, fuck.
But you can get the fiber. But Beeve, good question. Are you going to upgrade your internet there, or are you going to be getting internet somewhere new
I don't know. Well, I think I'm going to be spending half the year at least in New York next year. That's my plan. I called Spectrum. Like, I couldn't do the fucking the debate pre-show. I couldn't.
Oh right, yeah, because your internet was
when we were going to go live, which was 7:30. The internet went to 0.01 upload speed, and I called Spectrum, and now it's just funny for me when I call the guys on the phone. Like I tweeted at them, and they were like, "Oh," and they got their boots shook.
Like, hey Pat,
and they started being like, "How can we fix this for you?" And I was like, "Before you even try, look at my fucking file." And they looked at my file, and they were like, "Whoa," because I think I have 30 calls over the last 6 months. 7 home visits from supervisors. But I called the guy on the phone. I was like, "Can you just try to reset my thing?" Because sometimes I don't know if that puts me to the front of the line or whatever. But every time it's at 7 or 8 o'clock,
you know what it is?
Internet goes to nothing.
You know what it is? You have your internet has a kidney stone, right? And you're gonna somehow Spectrum needs to piss it out of the internet wire because
I don't know. I mean, look, Pat lives
analogy.
Pat lives in a neighborhood surrounded by neighborhoods. In a nice-ish part of town that has a bunch of restaurants and shopping malls, and there's just no way that all the people in that area have bad internet. It's some jackass in Pat's neighborhood that's siphoning his internet. That's all it is.
Okay.
It's like Pat.
Do you think it's an enemy? Do you think it's an enemy of the beef who watches the videos with the degraded quality and laughs?
No. I hope. Well, I mean, that would be hilarious.
I would love it.
But no.
Nemesis.
Yeah,
it's possible.
I hope he's watching his work. If it's somebody siphoning your internet,
he's just got so much internet going on while Pat has none. Are you going to have this figured out before the 48 to 100 hour live stream coming up next week?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, I guess my option is to get. So I got excited for a second because fiber was coming, and I got the email from. I'd signed up for fiber a million years ago.
Dude, that could be anywhere between now and 3 years from now.
But no, some guy even came by. So they said fiber might be there. Then I got the email fiber is here. Oh, and I was like, oh hell yeah, dude. So I signed up for my appointment. I waited a week and a half. Ian, my roommate, was like, 5 guys in the backyard. I was like, that's awesome. That's fantastic. He left the gate open and Hank got out, but that's a different story. But then I get an email from fiber a day later being like, sorry, we can't fiber you. So after they sausaged me. They got me all fucking.
So they let your dog out of the yard and then
oh man.
And then canceled service.
It might be the internet community in Austin just fucking with Pat.
Well, to answer your question though, is it just me? Right. So one of the times they came, the dude was in my backyard and I just started supervising these cats because they don't know. One guy doesn't know what the other fucking guy did. They all talk shit about each other. Every new fiber guy that rolls up, he's like, oh man, this work is terrible. The guy that was there a day before did. But I go in the backyard.
Who also said that and had to redo it.
Every single one was like, this is just trash work that these guys are doing. But I go in the backyard. I'm like, what's going on? And the guy is like, oh, hold on. And he gets on the phone and he's like, it seems that your neighbor has just complained. He's on your same tap. And I was like, well, what a fucking lazy piece of shit. This is month 3 for me that I'm making this complaint. And finally he gets the fucking, he gets the time to call and complain. And that's when it was an issue. When it was just me, it wasn't an issue. And then
the reason why is because it's upload speed. Somebody's stealing all the upload
someone's
speed
stealing
or
your
something.
Shit. Pat, so here's what I would do. I would go door to door in your neighborhood and I would knock on the door and ask, hey, I'm your neighbor. Is anyone?
Pat's got to shake down his neighbors to see if they're stealing internet.
But no, just ask hey, I'm trying to get Spectrum to hook us up. Don't accuse anyone. Be like, are you experiencing poor internet too? And the people that say,
you're hitting
I don't
a bat
know
in your hand.
The people that say I don't know or no, they're not aren't guilty. It's the guy that immediately says yes, me too, and he's got code of JavaScript and shit. He's got a tattoo of he's got robots in the background. You can hear a humming in his house from all the electronics,
all the servers.
It's that guy.
I'll know him by his JavaScript tattoo.
His JavaScript tattoo,
by the server farm in his garage.
That guy.
Yeah.
I could do that, or I could just crash my car.
A light glowing at all hours from the garage. Yeah.
I could just crash my car into my internet box and then force them to fucking fix it, right?
I like that plan too.
But that doesn't move out the guy that he's just going to steal it once they fix it.
Yeah, it's true. I'm just going to have
That's true. He'll just take it back.
You need to
I'm probably going to be in and out.
Expose him.
Here's what I will say. This week, I will have 7 more people coming to my house starting tomorrow. I will start getting them in and out of my house.
We should.
But
I would
I'll
also
probably
recommend going to the Verizon store. Sorry to cut you off. It's hard to hear you. Go to the Verizon store and they have these hotspots for like $150 that are like internet hotspots.
Okay.
I mean, really, anything is preferable to your situation. But we've been dealing with this. I mean, this is pretty amazing that the length. I mean, Spectrum. How long would you say Spectrum's been had you on the leash like this
since May?
Since May.
Two West rehab stints, which he's only done one, but double a West rehab stint.
If he had gone for the double dip.
Yeah, if he'd immediately relapsed and gone back in two.
Yeah, that's 6 months. That is a half a year. Wow. Unbelievable. They really, I mean, like, have they offered anything to you? Have they?
That's the other bullshit. They've been charging me for fucking house visits.
Are you getting full internet monthly costs?
Oh, 100%. They charge me monthly. Every time I try to get it refunded, they're like, yeah, you're not eligible. And then they started charging me like $150 when they come out here now.
They should definitely not be charging and also be giving you money back. That's crazy.
Before you met Kate, did you fuck like the Spectrum manager's girl? Like, did you?
Good question.
What's going on here?
I'll have to go back to my Rolodex, my list.
Yeah.
I don't.
Your internet somehow got even worse when Mark asked that question. So I'm pretty sure idea that the guy is watching this right now is.
Go in that little black book and call the girls and say, have you dated anyone from Spectrum? And then, it's like when you call someone for an STD, but just ask them about the Spectrum.
Or anybody you've
like
dated in the neighborhood. Because,
I
mean, yeah.
Well, I'm at 0.04 upload right now.
How long did it take you to do the internet test just to see that?
Oh, God. Well, the data is super.
I can't even hear the answer. I honestly couldn't even hear that.
No, it's going to come across clear, though, because he's recording locally. So for the listener, you have no idea that we just literally can't hear him.
Yeah. For the listener,
like choppy.
We're talking about like our
like,
connection.
Ran.
Right. But it seems to be going. It seems to be Pat.
All right,
talk.
well, look, I was going to go first with the story. Mark, why don't you go first, and I'll go second. Hopefully it'll be adjusted by then.
All right, sounds good. So, look, it's a shame Wes isn't here for this one. One, because his internet is much better. And two, because we're going to be discussing one of, if not his favorite subjects, the lottery. And the last time he tried to do a lottery story, it was shot down, and mainly by me. So that's tough. That's unlucky.
Wait, why did you tell him he couldn't do a lottery story?
It was just like, it wasn't that interesting. I think I was just in a bad mood. He's going to be pissed when he hears this because we're doing a lottery story. The guy in this story, very lucky, unlike Wes that day. So first of all, have you guys ever thought you won the lottery or like a large amount on a scratch off?
No, I don't play enough.
Yeah.
But closest I can say is during in elementary school in the McDonald's game. I had just moved to Virginia, and some girl told me that she had Boardwalk, and I was like, "Well,
no
I have
chance.
Park Place. That's so weird." And I went, and she was gonna bring it tomorrow.
That's $1 million.
Told my dad, I said, "Dad, you know what? You can retire." What's her name? In the 4th grade, she's got Boardwalk, dude. And check this out. Park Place.
Right. Remember when you thought Park Place was rare?
She was going to split it with you? Yeah, everyone got Park Place.
I guess so. I don't know. She
could have bought one more.
This was her like hazing of like bringing. I'm in Virginia now, so she's going to make me think I won the lottery. But my dad was like, I don't know, Pat. I don't know if that's. He didn't. Very, very, very big props to my dad. He didn't just say it wasn't possible.
He let
said,
you
I
learn
don't
your
know,
lesson.
son. Maybe you should. Maybe you should just.
Did you figure it out before she laughed at you the next day?
I think she was out sick for like the next week. So
he let the world beat you down, Pat. He let you learn your lesson.
Look how it turned out.
And we all figured out years and years later that you couldn't have gotten Boardwalk unless you worked for McDonald's or the company that I guess not McDonald's, but the company.
Right, it was actually just a whole scam.
Yeah,
giant scam.
Yep. So couldn't have had Boardwalk. But anyways, me either. But you ever like quadruple check for the numbers in your pocket and then like read about like a local store sold $1 million ticket and you're like, I threw out a ticket. Maybe that's just me.
Wait, no, you get worried that was your ticket, the one.
Wes could relate. Well, it's okay. Let's move forward.
I've definitely had a nightmare.
You guys aren't degenerate campers. I get it.
Yeah.
Me either.
You get worried that like, shit, one of those ones.
No, I always no. It's no. Well, 56-year-old Samir Mazahem of Dearborn Heights, Michigan, got a little upset with himself when he accidentally bought 2 tickets on the Mega Millions lottery app. So he meant to buy one. Classic Samir, always fucking shit up. He bought a second one, and it was the same numbers. Guess what? Those were the winning numbers. And it turns out Samir, each of his tickets hit. I don't think he got like the Powerball, so he just mashed all numbers besides that. So each was a $1 million ticket, and he accidentally backdoored his way into an extra $1 million.
Holy shit.
So he got $2 million because he hit the wrong plus button on the app and got 2 tickets with the same numbers. So
and that was that night's numbers. Crazy.
Yep. So, so I guess he said he plans to buy a new house with the winnings, but we all know Samir's going to end up with a duplex, right? Because he's always getting double what he bargained for, right?
Fuck
Samir.
Now that's a guy that Samir's going to put a lot back into the lotto, I feel like. So
yeah.
I guess I'm kind of confused how he did it. So he bought one.
He buys a lot of lotto tickets.
I'm assuming the app has like a plus and minus button, like in Amazon or any of those things. Like what quantity do you want? And
he
so
accidentally doubled up.
He thought it was $2 per ticket, which it is, but he thought he had to hit the 1 to a 2 because it was a $2 ticket, and he was hitting the 1 ticket to 2 tickets. So he paid.
You're telling me Samir's never doubled up before?
$4. His extra $2 won him $1 million. So pretty good.
So, but he didn't win the huge jackpot. He just
because if he won the huge jackpot, he would have split it with himself. He won like the
exactly.
1 million. Yeah. So he literally doubled up because he didn't win the huge jackpot. So good for him.
It smells
good
fishy
for him.
to me.
Yeah. No, it's just classic Samir getting lucky as fuck.
Good for Samir, but I don't buy the whole like, oh, it was accidental. I mean, maybe that one was, but I feel like Samir knows his way around the Lotto app. I mean, if he bought his tickets on the app, like
you would think it might have been like he accidentally did it, but then once he didn't want to correct it and he just went for it, and then like he's like, oh, I can't believe it worked out, and this is a great story. I'm just gonna lay into it a little bit. But do you realize the area of land and the size of the pool the Hard Factor boys could build with Samir's fuck up with that $2 million?
$2 million bucks. I mean, that would be nice. $2 million bucks is a good budget.
A lazy river. It would be a lazy river type pool situation, and I've priced it out. It's about $300,000 what we want to do.
You can't build a lazy river with $2 million. That's got to be more than $2 million. How big are we talking here?
Well, you can build a proper lazy river.
I'm talking about like a huge lazy river, like a theme park lazy river.
Third of a mile. Well, why would you need that? Why would you need a theme park?
How much does a lazy river cost at what size?
5 to 10 minute lap, just floating.
The one I priced out was like one that would be like your backyard. So like it would go around a large size pool, and it was about $300,000 with the pool and the landscape.
So you want it probably bigger than that. So probably like $1 million. You could get a good
$500,000.
Money.
$500,000 is what I'm seeing.
So guess what? You know who else won $2 million on the Mega Millions this week? Is a Beaufort, South Carolina woman. She was just heading home from voting when she decided to pop into the Parkers there on the way home, and she got a ticket and a drink because she was thirsty. And just voted. Why not? When she checked the ticket the next morning, she showed her husband, saying, "Look, honey, we won $1,000." And he said, "I think it's more than that," because she won $2 million.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
another lucky lady.
Another expense, nice area of land, and an enormous in-ground pool with the clubhouse there.
She could buy some stuff. So Lazy River, Pat, 120,000 is I'm seeing that as the absolute. That would be like, a guy that could barely get you a Lazy River for.
It wouldn't be on the internet if it was a Noah guy price. Will you couldn't just pull it up on the internet and see a Noah guy.
It's hard to believe.
We don't
want
$500,000
what I'm
We don't
seeing.
want the 120,000. We want the $500,000 one. And look, if everyone's winning the fucking Mega Millions, why can't we fuck Samir and fuck that lady in South Carolina?
Well, why? No. I mean, it's good for them, right?
No, good for them. I'm mad at them.
You're mad? Why are you mad at them?
Extremely mad. I'm mad at everyone that has good fortune. That's not me.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm mad too, but the lady's gonna blow it because she thought she won a fucking $1,000. It was $2 million. At least it's in dumb.
That's what I'm saying. It's like between Samir and this lady, we got a couple of geniuses here.
Your day is coming. Just like Spectrum, one day will actually give the Beeve internet. One day you'll hit a winner there, Mark.
I've got like five upload right now because I
this
just
life or the other.
Is this any better? I keep hitting refresh.
No,
on
not much better.
Not much better. Can
I
you at
mean,
least
like I
hear
can
me?
hear you at least.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
You
That's
can
not
tell
bad.
you can tell your story, and we'll probably react to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Well, then let's get into my story. Let's
Hmm.
get into my story, boys. Are you familiar with the sex cult NXIVM?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, they should have called
Refresh
it
the
Sexium.
listeners for those who don't know though, because it's good.
All right, guys. Well, you know your friend that tries to get you to sign up for something that's like super expensive, and it kind of sounds like therapy. And if you have a friend that's a Scientologist, don't talk about Scientology, but most of us don't. So most of it's other stuff like Landmark Forum or like all these weird things where it's like
Any
pay
kind
us
of group. Yeah.
Yeah. Give us $4 or $5 grand and we'll get you helped up. We'll get your self-help going. And it makes you feel good, and you go and you know, you got to share things about your personal life and your trauma, which makes you feel vulnerable. And then they uplift you as a group so you feel empowered, right? It's a bunch of trash. But there's lots of these different organizations like this. Okay?
Unless it works for you, then have fun.
Okay,
I was a former member of NXIVM.
Were you a NXIVM guy, Mark?
Did it work?
You were not.
I tried.
Did you have to pass the test from the master?
You were not. Well, and,
No,
and
I
Mark,
wasn't.
you wouldn't. Okay, and if you were, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about, because there's NXIVM, and then there's the inner sexy circle, Sexium. They didn't
That's
actually
what
call
I was
it
going
Sexium.
for.
But
They
we
didn't even
should
let me
call
in
it that.
the outer circle.
Right, this guy Keith Raniere, who's a total con man. It was similar to like, what was that Netflix show, Wild Wild Country? Did you guys see that one about like the cult leader? She was like an Indian woman, and she led this cult.
Oh yes, yes.
It was similar to that. So this guy Keith Raniere, he comes out of nowhere, and he forms this thing NXIVM. It's a self-help group, and all these people buy in. They're like, Keith. They were calling him the Vanguard. That was his nickname. He has
That's like Destiny.
I know,
video
bro.
game.
Yeah, it is.
The Vanguard.
He had the
He's the
audacity.
Vanguard all by himself, which is like a whole army of people supposed to be. So he's just like he's an army of one.
Oh man.
Yep, he was the Vanguard. I guess if you get to pick your own nickname, you should ask. By the way, if you ever
Well,
meet
if you're the
someone named
king
Vanguard,
of a fucking cult, I hope you get to pick your own nickname.
but you should always ask.
Call
If
me
you
the
meet someone-
Vanguard.
Yeah, if you ever meet someone with like the nickname God
What?
or the Vanguard or
Yeah.
the one that knows all, you should always ask, "Hey, did you give yourself that name, or who gave you that name?" Then you should check your references. It's
You can
important.
call me Vanguardian.
Right. So anyway, the Vanguard, Keith Raniere, this motherfucker had the audacity to tell people that he was the smartest man on planet Earth. So like when he would get introduced to new people, they would be like, "This is Keith. He's the smartest man on planet Earth." Thing is, Keith was like born in Albany, and he's like,
Right.
I think he has a bachelor's degree, maybe. But he had long hair, and he was a con man. He had a ton of charisma. So he started NXIVM, and you know, things were going great for Keith. People were paying him a ton of cash.
Conning people left and right is awesome.
Well, at this point, is it a con? Right in the first level of NXIVM, is it a con? I don't know.
Well, he's got them thinking that his con works for them. So I mean,
Right.
in a way,
As you
like
said, if it works for you.
Who's
But-
conning who? If they're calling him the Vanguard and convincing him, who's conning
well,
who?
he was also getting a little bit more. The Vanguard was getting some fringe benefits.
Well, that's the problem.
if I recall.
Well,
right?
is the Vanguard got horny? He got
Yeah.
real horny, and this is how every conspiracy it ends this way. If a man is in charge of a cult, he ends up just being like, "Wait a minute, I could bang all these chicks," and then they try to do it. And in this case, Keith Raniere did that. So Keith
Natural
Raniere
progression of a cult. Yeah.
did that. So he created this.
That's at least 9 times out of 10. Yeah.
Right. It always happens.
Yeah.
It always happens. I mean, it's like fucking clockwork. It's a mortal lock that if there's a guy who's in a position of power, unadulterated power, and there's women in his organization, he's gonna create a secret society within that organization, and he's gonna try to bang them.
Bikram, the
Yes.
guy, Bikram Yoga, the guy from
Exactly.
Wild Wild Country.
Exactly.
This,
And
all of them.
yes,
yeah.
and you know, what's the Mormon guy's name? Who something
John Smith. John.
Yeah. No, not the
What is it
founder of
about
Mormon.
guys that just like so many
It's
men
probably
just
John
go
Smith.
crazy and like and then they just want to be like the sex god to everybody.
I think that's
Well, so-
the whole reason you form a cult is the end game is to get poon.
Agree.
You want to be their
Well,
sex god. You want to be like
But I
their
think-
they're like idol.
That's the question I want to ask this guy more than anything. So there was a whole HBO series about it. I forget the name of it, but it was really well done. And essentially, like that's what I wanted to ask this guy when he started the cult, because he was a con man in the 90s. When he started the cult, was it just to get cash with the self-help thing, and then he opened the door to like a secret society of sex, or did he know the whole time?
It had to be.
That's a good question. It's like the chicken and the egg. What came first, the desire for power or the desire for unlimited sex with people?
But you knew but you knew that one was going to come with the other. So I mean, it was probably.
I don't know.
What was
I don't
was the
know.
main motivator? You know, I think most of the times it's sex with these guys.
I think you
I
probably
guess that- yeah.
assumed that you'd get both, right? Like if you.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get some sex, but not the type of sex that Rainier was.
Dude, if
getting.
you're a
Like,
cult leader, you're gonna get what you request, because the cult. I mean, that's the way the cult works. Like you have to like, and in fact, like, isn't that part of forming the cult? Like you have to ask them to do like very challenging things for themselves, push them out of their comfort zones and stuff like that.
Yeah, these guys usually marry half of the underage girls in the entire.
if they're
thing.
Mormon,
That's the
okay,
bond. That's the Vanguard bond.
Right. If
Here's
you want
what
to join
happened
the
with
cult,
the-
your youngest daughter has to marry me, type thing.
Here's what happened with the intersex circle. So you're in the cult, and by the way, the people in this cult, a lot of Hollywood hotties, like Casper Van Dien. Remember the guy from Starship Troopers? His wife.
He's all American, Casper Van Dien. Yeah.
Bro, he could start for the San Francisco 49ers tomorrow. Just from watching him play in Starship Troopers, he's a hell of a quarterback. His wife, who is also royalty, she's in that cult. Her daughter, Allison Mack from Smallville, she's in the cult.
Wasn't half the
Right.
cast of Smallville in
Dude, so many, like some people from Battlestar Galactica. It was a lot of hotties.
Well, and they
in
were,
this cult.
but these people all ended up essentially like becoming what? I mean, who did they have to have sex with? Just Rainier?
Here's what happens. Here's the deal. So you move through the cult, you level up, right? You get a sash. And then if you're a woman and you get to the highest level, then you get into this next level of the cult. It's the sex level. It's sexium. And what it is, it's a slave-master relationship. So when you get invited in, you have to give them collateral. So collateral would be like nudes of you, or like a letter to your brother about how you hate his wife because you might have said that. Just some shit that people don't want getting out. So you have to give collateral, and then you're assigned a master. And they're literally called your master, and you're
So
literally
they blackmail you off
slave.
the jump.
Yes.
They blackmail you straight off the top.
It's a blackmail slave.
And when you have a slave-master relationship, you have to answer your master's texts within 30 seconds, or you're punished. You have to ask the master to go to sleep. And that's how they started up like that. You're like, master, can I eat? Yes, you can eat. Now, these ladies had to eat less than 500 calories a day because Rainier likes.
So the answer is usually no to that.
500 calories, man.
Master,
That's
can I
rough.
eat? No.
But at the point, guys, they don't know what this is happening because it's a
And they
slow
signed
grow.
up to be in this?
Well, it's a slow grow, Willie. That's what I'm saying. So when
Yeah.
they think it's an honor, then they give collateral. Then the master.
but now
slowly
the
grooms
guys-
them.
Brainwashing.
Yeah.
They were
And then
brainwashed at this point.
here's how you get banged by Rainier. There's a ceremony where they brand you right by your pubis, right above your gine, with Keith's initials on it. But they pretended like it wasn't Keith's initials. They were like, it's a mountain and a stream.
Oh, that's right. But it's clearly a
But
KR.
really put his
It's
initials
KR.
on?
Yeah.
What kind of fucked up mountain the stream look like that?
Well, in the doc, the husband of this woman, she comes home with the fucking initials, and she didn't know it was the initials. And the husband looks and it's like, that's KR, that's Keith's initials. And she was like, what? And he goes nuts. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, so the 60-year-old founder of the sex cult, Keith, would then bring you in and he'd bang you. And if
Didn't
you
he have
bang
like?
him,
What isn't he like hilariously bad at sex and like couldn't get an erection and stuff?
I didn't
he
get. I didn't
needs
get
to see his initials to get it up. Yeah.
to get it going. Well,
Yeah,
he
he
was
I
wasn't-
thought
he
that was
wasn't-
part of the details.
I
of
do.
it.
I remember that too. I remember him getting embarrassed.
He like had
about
he
the
like
sex.
he had to do really weird shit to get a boner.
Are
Like,
we right, Pat?
Oh, I mean, I could only assume. I'm not going to
Okay.
confirm that.
right. I mean, if you're already a cult leader, you got to like really push the limits. I'm
if
I'm
you
pretty
could get
sure.
a bone normally, why would you form a cult and call yourself the Vanguard?
He wasn't working with a full deck of cards down there, was he?
Too much effort. Anyway, so he was in court, right? He was actually being sentenced today. So he's been found guilty of racketeering. He could spend the rest of his life in jail. But this is really interesting. His lawyers made a special note in a court filing last month that read, quote, Keith is not sorry for his conduct or his choices at all. They really
Oh, wow.
wanted to make sure that that was the case.
Thanks, Keith.
Just to
Yeah.
be clear,
Isn't that what Bill Cosby came out with too? Like
Pretty
this is like,
much,
This
yeah.
is like the MO of these assholes. Like even after the fact, they want their victims to know that that they're still victims. You know?
I've done
think
nothing
Cosby-
wrong besides sexually victimize several women. but I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Did you ever listen to the Cosby tapes of like him on the phone with one of his victims? And then her mother.
That sounds like a fun listen.
That sounds horrible.
It's
hey,
so
all right.
creepy.
Look,
Real
the
quick
Nexium
before the
stuff
break.
is a fun topic, but we got to take a break.
Real quick before the break.
Huh.
Keith, I don't know if we mentioned it because we were talking a lot. Keith was like the producer for Smallville, correct? He was a Hollywood guy, correct?
I don't know if that's true or not. I know that
Okay.
Allison Mack was like his right-hand man.
I thought he worked on Smallville.
I don't think so. I don't think he worked
Okay.
on Smallville. I think it got to Allison Mack, and then she spread it through Smallville. But
We'll
yeah,
take a look at the break.
Weinstein, this guy, I mean, talk about
you know who else went down real quick before the break is Claire Bronfman, who's the heiress to the Seagram's liquor fortune. She funded the whole thing, and she's doing 6 years.
Whoa.
So there you go.
That is a crazy
All right, well,
world.
yeah, we'll be right back, guys. So stay tuned, and if you haven't, check out our podcast, Hard Factor. It's different than this show. It's a daily dose of news cocaine. You can find it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, wherever podcasts are free. So check that out. We'll be right back.
And we're back with a couple more news stories for the second portion of Hard Factor News today. We're on this radio hour on Sirius XM from 10 to 11 Eastern, Monday through Friday. Also, we have a daily commute podcast. It's a little bit shorter than this, a little quicker to the point, to the news. You can get that wherever podcasts are free, Spotify, iTunes, all the rest. I'm Will. We have Mark and Pat here as well. And let's move it to a couple news stories to finish off the day, boys. And we got the PlayStation 5. Are you guys excited about PlayStation, the next generation Xbox and PlayStation coming out?
Very. And I don't want to smash your story because I don't want to say anything about the stuff that comes with the PlayStation 5, but the system itself I'm very excited for.
I mean,
Yeah.
how is it going to be different? Because PS4 is pretty dope. I feel like I'm too old to care about new graphics.
Well,
Unless
it's gonna support like
Okay, Dad.
higher
Is it
graphics.
a leap?
Soon to be
Is it a
dad.
bound?
It's a leap,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, but let's get into it though. Let's talk about how much of a leap it is, and especially right now at launch. So, for the PS5, the news that's coming out is that 1 out of the 3 launch games, you know how systems launch with new games or whatever.
Not me.
Yeah, for the PS5, it's called Destruction All-Stars is this game. It's being pushed back to be a PlayStation Plus release in February instead of launching in 2 weeks on November 12th with the PS5 as the new console, as it was fully planned. So,
Not good.
yeah, it's just a red flag for the new system. When a new title is being pushed back, it just means other stuff's going to get pushed back too. But it just reminds me, like, I've definitely bought some of the new next generations, like at the very beginning, and you do kind of get a little disappointed with how long you're playing cross-platform. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you adopt the new system the earliest, you're still playing games that are basically for the old console.
Yeah, they're called. I think it's called porting. Will it's called porting when essentially they just upgrade it for the new console or whatever.
Right. Yeah, but you're still you're still playing the exact same titles as the old thing, right? So like there's no difference. The only game between either the new Xbox or the new PlayStation that's like brand new is called Demon Souls, which is like Dark Souls. And that's only on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. The most impossible game to play in the world.
Otherwise, you can play all of them on the PlayStation 4.
I think it's portable or backwards compatible for all PlayStations, though, right? 4, 3.
I think it might have that kind of capability.
Because then it
too.
becomes like an emulator, which is cool if you can get like original PlayStation games. I'm not really sure. I know it's backwards compatible to PS4.
There's definitely benefits to getting the new console.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like scare people off of that. I'm just saying like with the delay of the launch game, it kind of like reminds me of like sometimes if you get the console the earliest, it can piss you off when you don't have any new titles to play for it.
It works with the apps like PS4. Like what is new besides better graphics? For me, what drives me now to play video games at my age is the games. So like I'm gonna get a PS5 when like I don't know, a new Skyrim comes out or a new Grand Theft Auto comes out or something sick comes out. You know, like I'm not gonna get it for Demon Souls.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. But hold on, I pulled up the top 10 launch games, guys. You guys want to run down? Because I'm curious how good they usually are. So okay.
Well, Spider-Man. Before you go, Spider-Man is also a PS5 launch game, but that's cross-platform.
Okay.
You can also play it on the PS4.
Okay, that'll be a good game though. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll
So,
be really
okay,
good.
The last
This is a-
Spider-Man was pretty good.
Yeah, Spider-Man's fucking sick. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play Resistance: Fall of Man?
I've heard of it. No, I
They have
didn't
that
play
at 10. New Super Mario Brothers for the Wii U. Is at
Wow,
9.
now that's a good one.
It's a good one.
Obviously.
NFL 2K for Dreamcast is at 8.
Well, that
don't
was big back then because they were making like big upgrades every year.
I remember having friends over, so it was fun. And
Yeah,
we'd
it was
play.
fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
SSX for PS2. I've never heard of this one. It's it was
Skateboarding
a
or
fast-paced racing game with trick
Right there.
performance and a beautiful synergy. Who knows?
No.
Number
Thumbs
6,
down.
Soul Calibur, Dreamcast.
That game
Yeah,
was
it's a
pretty
fighting
good,
game.
right?
Fighting game.
Yeah. Number 5. Here's the good stuff, boys. Halo for Xbox.
Now,
That's
that was
one of the best.
How
launch
is
games
that
of all
number
time.
5? That's
Well,
what an
Mario
all-time
Mario
release.
64 is going to come up here soon, so that's why.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, number 4, guys. Wii Sports for the Wii. Just the whole
Oh,
sports pack.
Very
Hell
good.
yeah. Yeah.
Very good, but I don't know if I'd put that above Halo, but it's
but awesome party game.
Yeah.
Awesome game to have a group of people over and do some bowling, some tennis. Yeah.
Absolutely. And guys, the top 3 are all Super Mario's. You got Super
Yeah.
Mario World
That
for
makes
Super
sense.
Nintendo,
Mhm.
Super Mario Brothers for
And then
SNES,
64.
and for NES, and then Super Mario 64 for 64.
Yeah, I would swap. I would say the Super Nintendo one should be 2 because that game was sick.
You're telling me Demon
Mario
Souls isn't going to crack that top 10, fellas?
No, and also what are we? we're shitting on Wave Runner. Come on, Wave Runner 64.
Oh, Wave Runner was pretty. Well, that's the top
Yeah.
10 best.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Wave Runner is gonna fit in there. Pilot
Probably
Wings
not.
was pretty sick. For
Yeah,
64.
remember how challenging that game was to land in the fucking things? Yeah.
The pilot
Gotta
game that
think-
was the N64 one, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
You
a-
gotta think.
64 was 6. It had Mario, Wave Runner, and Pilot Wings.
I'd still. What's your top console all time? 64,
64.
might be my top
64
one.
Super Nintendo.
Man, I would say PlayStation 2. 'cause that's when
PlayStation
Grand Theft
2
Auto
or
3
in
came out.
64.
PlayStation 2
yeah.
had some sick JRPG games, some Final Fantasies. I don't know.
It was
That's
not
a little bit
Virtual
niche.
Boy. It was not Dreamcast. I will tell you that. It was
Yeah.
not. It was not Dreamcast at all. That was the worst system of all time.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Super Nintendo, because of how like dominant it was, and the fact that Sega just died out afterwards. So it's either Super Nintendo in 64 or probably that PlayStation 2. I don't think any of the other PlayStations or original Xbox with the Halo. That people sleep on that.
That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
But 64 has got to be in the top 2.
gotta be.
Wii was pretty good too. I think Dreamcast had this game called Wings of Arcadia, one of the best RPGs of all time. Other than that,
Okay,
it
well,
stunk. Other than that,
yes.
stunk.
For
Well,
the
I mean-
RPG guys, it was great.
RPGs are great though. They can be fun. Whatever. Every game can be good. And this is exciting because the new Xbox comes out November 10th. The new PlayStation 5 comes out November 12th. The Xbox offers a version that doesn't support 4K TVs, and that's for $300. That's the cheapest one, so you can get that. It plays HD, but not 4K. The non-optical drive PS5, which is the one where you can't put a disc into it, you just have to download everything. That's $400. That's the next cheapest, and then it all just goes up from there. Obviously, you can get the VR sets and everything for each of them. But for me, it's like a definite wait and see situation, considering that none of the launch titles are, got me on the edge of my seat. So
Yeah, wait and see exactly, and let the first round go through with the bugs and stuff too, right? And then maybe
wait for a
maybe it'll
sale.
lower.
Hopefully, I mean,
Maybe
if you
it'll
got an
lower.
early
Yeah, maybe
sale
it'll
on
lower
one of
50
them,
bucks or something. Yeah.
exactly.
You got to think, and maybe this is just being raised by a Catholic mother, but there's no way if I was a kid, my mom is buying me a system that my only option is Demon Souls. Like if there was like Angel Wings, my mom might put her credit
Well,
card
that's
down.
the thing is, it's not the only option. You can still get all of the current games and
You're
play
getting
on
Spider-Man,
it. Like,
bro. You're getting Spider-Man and the PlayStation 5.
And you're gonna pretend like it's
gonna have to
way
go buy
better on the
Demon Souls
PS5, right.
yourself if you're a kid. You're going to have to go to the store and be like, Mr. Best Buy man, can I have Demon Souls? And they're like, yeah, of course. I don't fucking care.
They're gonna card me probably.
Yeah.
Like it's like when I was a kid and I saved up for a pager when I was 11. And
You're
rode
not
my
gonna
bike
want-
then to get a pager. They wouldn't give me one.
You're not going to want that game, though. They're notorious for being the most challenging games of all time. I think Demon Souls is the more challenging version of Dark Souls, which is the hardest game. that
Correct. It's
ever
even harder.
existed. It's just a waste of fucking time.
why is that the only like exclusive launch release?
That's terrible. It's like you want to
doesn't make
smash,
any
so you
sense.
smash your PlayStation 5 and have to get a new one, I guess.
All right, I'll stay away. I'll
All
stay
right,
away.
I got a couple of stories here. If you guys want to go to bonus
Yeah,
round
let's
here.
dial them up.
All right.
Check them out.
Couple Guinness World Records were set this week, boys. I think they were set on Monday. Some pretty cool ones, if you ask me. A man set the record for most bees on your body with 140.1 pounds of bees covering him.
Oh, measured in pounds. That's impressive.
Yeah, and
Well, it's easier than counting bees. Well,
How is that? Millions of bees?
You keep counting the same one. You're like, God, slow down. Come on.
yeah. Hold on, I lost count.
I got 3,000 bees. I got 2,100.
Hurry the fuck up!
Yeah. I don't know, but it's a lot of bees. 141 pounds of bees. It's probably one you shouldn't try at home without some prior training. A lot of these Guinness records you can just fuck around and try at home. Don't try this one. They said that China's Ruan Liangmin.
A bee weighs 0.00025 pounds.
So divide that. It was like 100,000 bees, we'll call it. He's a daredevil, this Chinese guy, and he set the record that's officially called the heaviest mantle of bees, is what they're calling it. And he was wearing an unbuttoned shirt, so his chest was exposed, normal like pants, and his face was completely uncovered, not even a COVID mask. And they just dumped 100,000 bees on him, covering his body, and then like he looked like an igloo by the end of it. You couldn't see any skin, and he was just covered in like 100,000 bees. And
damn,
you got to think that they're going in the mouth and the nose.
You also got to think that if he falls over and kills those bees, that's a shame, because it's like a bees are like endangered right now. It's like we have like a bee.
Guess
shortage.
how many bees that is?
Yeah, not very bee sensitive. How many? 100,000?
560,000. So over 500,000 bees on his body.
That's too many bees. That's a lot. That's way too many bees.
Where do you get that many bees? Like, who has that many bees? And
That's a lot.
Who's gonna give you that many bees on top of that? If you have that many bees and some dude comes and is like, "Hey, bro, can I put all your bees in one basket?" You're gonna be like, "Fuck no, bro. These are my."
Guess how many hives that is? So 11 hives worth of bees.
So here's my question:
That's not that many now.
At what point? You should have left that one out. At
what
point?
Context? It's not that impressive, really.
Say the
11 hives on one man. I beg to differ. That's all sitting on one man's body. 11 hives worth.
At what point do you say, has anyone set a bee record? Has anyone, how many bees do I need to set this record? Because I think I can do it. Like, bro, when do you get to that point?
There's so many people.
Of beekeeping? You mean?
No, of like bees on your body. Of like, has anyone set a Guinness record? Because there's like 3 bees on me right now, and I am not bothered. I think I could go a lot more. I don't know.
I think that people just want a Guinness record. I think that it's got to get you laid, right? It's
I can tell you.
No.
Guinness book? The bees thing, yes. This next one, no.
Okay.
Next up is a way less cool one. An Idaho man spent a year practicing so that he could break the Guinness World Record for amount of times you can bounce a ping pong ball off the wall from your mouth in 30 seconds. And he did it 43 times. And it's probably
in 30 seconds?
It's probably like you're picturing it. He put a ping pong ball in his mouth and then shot it into the wall, and then caught it off the wall back into his mouth and continued to shoot it against the wall, catch it in his mouth 42 more times in 30 seconds.
Still impressive, though.
It's impressive, but it's very weird that he spent a year doing that. And it's also amazing that the most amazing thing is that he didn't swallow the ping pong ball.
No, it's hard to swallow a ping pong ball. You should
have seen this guy looks like he could suck down a ping pong ball.
Yeah.
Well, there's got to be some sex thing that this equates to. Like, you can tie a cherry stem.
Is it a sex thing, or is it just an obsession thing?
I think you're thinking of the Thai show where you watch women shoot ping pong balls out of the hoo-hoo, which is not a Guinness World Record. It's just 20 yen or whatever. It's 20.
I don't know what it is, but I guarantee there's some guy or gal gonna watch this video of this guy doing the ping pong thing and be like, "Oh yeah, gotta get him in my clutches." I don't know what it is, but there's got to be a sex thing.
But this guy isn't thinking of it sexually, is it?
Yeah, maybe that's why he does it.
This guy's just obsessed with the Guinness record.
I don't want to give this guy too much shine. I think he does it for, I don't know, maybe I should. Maybe it's a charity thing. It's for some company or STEM or something. I didn't look into it. What I did notice when I brushed over.
He's doing it for science, technology, math, and engineering.
Is that what it is? Maybe.
Students?
No, but no.
It's not a charity.
I don't think it's that STEM. I don't think it's that
just
STEM.
a curriculum.
Yeah, I don't know, but he's set 150 records, most of which Guinness records, most of which were ping pongs. This is the first one with his mouth. He usually bounces ping pong balls into like shot glasses in record time. They're all fucking stupid.
So he's just a ping pong ball master.
He's a ping pong whore, and he like he has a catchphrase. He has like his wife or whoever film him every time, and he's got all these videos where after he gets a world record, he goes, "Come on." Come on! Like that's a celebration.
I've seen this guy.
Yeah,
I've seen this guy's videos.
He's a real loser.
This guy's the worst.
He's like a dude perfect guy, but
I've seen this guy's videos. Yeah, I know.
If he
exactly
comes
what
over for a
about.
party and you're like, hey, ping pong anyone? He's just
he shows you all the tricks.
He's just putting himself in positions where he can show you his fucking tricks.
You're all playing quarters and getting drunk, and he eliminates all the quarters and takes 6 ping pong balls out of his pockets and starts like playing ping pong quarters.
Do you think he's really good at beer pong though? That would be infuriating.
Yeah,
he just crushes everybody.
Pretty sure he's pretty good at beer pong. Some
and
of
then
his
he shows you the tricks
underhand
after.
throwing things the exact
He
distance
runs
of
through the whole
table.
party, then he shows you all the tricks right afterwards. And
come on.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's really some of his records are underhand throwing ping pong balls?
Yeah, some guy's wearing like a silly hat, like, and he has to like get it in the hat. Like, he has to get like 300 ping pongs in a hat in 20 seconds from like 10 feet away. He's underhand tossing the ping pong ball into a little hat. It's ridiculous.
Turning around on this guy.
Should we just fuck up all this dude's records?
Oh, right.
I would never be able to beat these.
Absolutely, we should. Yeah,
we should do
put our money where our mouth
you
is.
do. You know what? I will help train you to, but I do not have the faith in myself.
I'm gonna steal his catchphrase.
Skilled enough with the ping pong ball. Yeah,
one of us has to get a Guinness record so we know what kind of dividends it pays. Like
I'm only going for this bastard's
like a free.
I think the perks are way better than you're thinking. Like,
it's got to be a Guinness tie-in, right? Like, because it's Guinness beer that does it.
It's not like you get a free breakfast at Denny's every week. It's not like. I mean, I don't think anything like that comes along with it.
Here's where you really get laid.
You just think notoriety.
This is where you guys are missing out. You like, there are so many Guinness records that not all of them make it into the book. Each year there's a new Guinness World Record book. If you get in the book with a picture, then you get the perks. Then you get laid. If you're
why does that make a difference? Because then you can carry the book around and show people.
You goddamn right. You're like, page 56. Yeah.
I don't think this is working how you guys think it does.
You got to be like the fat twins on the motorcycle though to get a picture.
Yeah,
of the book. Like,
those guys are in every year.
Love those guys.
Yeah, the ping pong guy's no chance. He's not in the book.
Fattest twins on a motorcycle. All right, guys. Well, I think we're coming to the end of this hour of Hard Factor Radio. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys so much for listening. One more time, if you haven't checked it out, we have a podcast. It's a daily news commute podcast called Hard Factor, different than this show. Highly recommend you check it out. It'll get you the news you need to know for the day in a light and funny fashion. You're going to enjoy it. Just do it. Just subscribe. Check it out. Subscribe. Again, Pat Cassidy here, Mark Forgy.
Yeah, in fact, you don't even have to like it. You could just let the episodes build up on your phone. Totally cool with us. Just to,
I'll know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah! Very good. Okay, very good.